Alright, first shot of the game. So the Thunder pretty much have the same game plan from the regular. They're going to assign Dub onto Wemby, have Hart assigned to Castle. Chet's going to be the lone man playing off Champagny. And so when Vic's the screener in the Spurs screening actions, they can just switch that because they don't want to give him lobs. So they switch, he releases, nothing, he lifts, jab, nothing, quick swing. You live with that. Contested, hot potato, didn't break first line. Looking for Champagny, easy switch. Just look at the way the Spurs switch guard to guard. Pushes them far out, jams them. Now you gotta play into a crowd. Stun off strong. Could be a whistle, but it's bang bang. Get the strip. And off that strip, immediately starts running. 3 low, 3 high. It's a 4-on-3 here. So now everybody just gotta run wide. You take rock. Who's gonna take rock here? Chet's telling Lou. Dub's on this side of 2. Easy swing. Fly by. Tap. And then 2 tips. Because Hart had to make this close out. As the trail there, fly by. Now you leave Wemby. So Chet couldn't put a body on him. Oh, he just got bumped off. Because he tries to put a body. But he doesn't really get low. So he's got no center of gravity. Vic's able to just bump him off his spot. Get positioning. Now it's a jumping contest that you're not going to win. 12 on the clock. Same assignments. Chet. Big. So now he's going to tell Champagny. You get into the screening action. So they're really going to flow into this backside. He's staying attached. They switched this, right? Big to big? Yeah, that's fine. Spray. Good defense again. Simple switch here on his backside. You contain him. He's forced to make the spray on a shallow paint touch. He settles. And right here, good job to help Dub. Because he's got no leverage here. Trying to face guard. So he had to help. This is what they did a lot of. A lot of double drags. So Dub was on Stefan in this lineup. Chet was still assigned to Champagny because they want to keep him as help. And that's why they were bringing Chet into a lot of screening actions, I believe. Because he wants to stay low, but now you're forcing him to either switch or try and stay attached. Right here, he's looking to hedge it. I think they were pretty good at that. And now Dub and Caruso can just switch this. So they played this really well. Because they kept Chet off of the rock. Dub and Caruso can just switch that. And now you can stay with the roll line. You still have help. Rescreen. No, he's going to swing it. Attack the close. Pound. That's Tracy. You got to live with this. Because right here, Vic is looking to release and duck Dub in. So Chet has to pull in and provide support. But now you leave the swing 1 pass away, and this is a great attack. Attack his lead, go against his momentum. You see him opening up, pound. Quick drag, he's going to reject. Wemby's there. He's telling him, stay with the rock, get back in front, because they're not concerned about this. They were living with this all game. It burned them, but it's still the right game plan. Reverse pivot, throwback. Dub makes the right read. You got to get off it. But right here, this is the advantage. Because right now, on this pop, you've pulled Wemby out. And he's doing the right thing. He's looking for ducking, but that's soft. You can't be 7'2" and can't duck in a player that's 6'6", 6'5". And right here, on this ball screen, he should be looking to duck in right now. It's kind of late here. Maybe he could have been a little more patient too. allow Shet to establish positioning. But if he does wait, I think... So if he were to wait, I'm pretty sure Wemby would just read that. He would back off, deny the entry pass. So he's looking for it early where Wemby can't really rotate. So maybe he could have been a little more patient, but I think that's on Shet. You've got the advantage. You got to use your size, or your length, I should say. Easy deny. Now you got numbers 4, 3. And now again, he's behind. Quick swing, and this is what they do well. Just run the floor. Now you're forced to pick the rock up. You're low. He settles. But I think Harp, if you see Shet here and you got Shet picking you up, of course he can settle here, but look at this. You've got him diving down the gut in a great position to duck in, dub. And there's really no support here because everybody ran wide. Easy too. Again, and they're looking for that double drag. They want to bring Shet up. Don't allow him to stay low. And I believe this was off a wide pin. So it essentially turned into a knock for Champagne to set the ball screen. So now Shet's delayed. And now you're forced to switch. No, they don't switch. Now they botched that up. And they dodged that. So that knock worked out really well because I'm pretty sure Lou is looking to switch here because he sees how late Shet is. Shet decides, I want to just hedge it and stay with Champagne. So now you got confusion because now you got 2 on Champagne. Caruso knows what he's supposed to do, which is switch onto the rock. Now you allow Wemby to have a free roll line because you know most times he's going to try to get the switch and he's releasing because Vic just wants to slip immediately, get inside positioning, and it's on a clear side. So Shea can't really help here. They're pretty fortunate that Caruso forces a really difficult pass, jams Stephon, no deflection, but it still ends up a little low for Wemby. Couldn't guide it home, but they dodged that. And even right here, most times when they're running this, I'm pretty sure they would have Champagne, Keldon, 2-man game. They attack that side of 2. Vassell would sit here because they want him to lift so that Shea, as that low man on that single side, I don't even know he would be low man actually, but on the single side, he would have to decide whether to tag Wemby, which would never work, or follow Vassell on that lift for the shake. But right here, he actually does a little Danny Green, so now it's a completely clear side. Now we've got a double drag. No, it actually turns into a flare for Wemby instead. Caruso goes under. Now they're going to flow into a double drag. Yeah, even here, Stephon was looking to pass it. So that was the first option, see if they can get a flare. Nothing. All right, let's just flow into our usual double drag. And once again, bringing Shet into the action. Don't want to keep him as a low man because these two are pretty much non-existent, right? If they try to make that tag or pull in to help and take away the roll, they're not going to do anything. They're too small. And that's why they were running a lot of double drags now that I think about it. So now we got Lou. They're going to set it. They actually switched that. But now 2 take the rock because most times it's been Caruso taking this third switch. Shet was hedging or looking to hedge. But right here he's forced to switch because of the screen by Wemby. He jumps it. Now he's on his hip. He sees the rock because he doesn't want to allow Stephon to turn a corner. Now Wemby's got a free roll line. They both take. He pops. Late rotation. That was really well executed. I'm trying to think now because if he hedges here, I don't even know if he has to hedge. I think right here they could have just him go under 4 actually, have Shet just switch onto Wemby, or they can just hold on. He can go under, recover to the rock. You stay, and you stay. But then he might pull it. So maybe you switch this, and then you switch this, and you take rock. Because if he's looking to hedge and he can't hedge, you might as well just switch that. Because most times you want this third to switch onto it. But now you got two. He's got that roll line on a slip. Now two have to jump because they don't know who's taking him. Now AJ's not ready to make that rotation because he's pulling in, concerned about that roll line because he sees two on the rock. He's not sure if Lou's going to make this high tag or bump. They both end up taking. He fans to the corner. Two away, you're late. But I'm actually glad he didn't just overreact here because if he did try to make a hard flyby, swing, that's an extra to Vazel that I don't want to give up. You see, they got numbers. No, everybody's getting back. But Wemby's ahead right here. Shit's got to take the rock now on his throw ahead. Let's see, Caruso's there. He's pulling in. Left, right. Great strip on his blind side. He doesn't even see Caruso. And that was one of many, even there, getting the strip and saving the possession right here. Stephon reads it, but just misses. And this was one of many great defensive plays he made. Pretty sure this was a cross match. Now they're just going to clear the floor, give him a clear side on the right. You can even see here, Shet, he's trying to send him left. He wants to send him into the side of help. Cross, he opens up, tween. Wemby's going to take the matchup. Right here on this cross, he forces Shet to open up by attacking his lead. And I'm pretty sure he didn't have to do this tween because you can see Caruso plugging. He could take this sideline. But he's going to go back with the tween, Hezzy, set him up because Shet's going to adjust his stance, try and force him into the help. Then he opens up again because of Wemby. It's a pretty tough shot for Wemby though. Contest, disciplined, not balanced. And this is why I'm surprised the Thunder are still deciding not to assign shit onto Wemby. Because even though I understand the theory or the idea of putting Caruso or Dub onto Wemby, because now they can switch off his screening actions, they put a strong wing/guard onto him that can get underneath his body, fight for positioning, try and deny entries. But that obviously leads to problems because he just looks to duck him in and get positioning in the nail, the elbows, and the post, wherever. And most times when Shet's the help, which we'll see later on, he's not really ever there. So it doesn't really work out even though he is a good low man. I've rarely seen him as the help affect anything Wemby's doing against their guards/wings. So we've got another double drag. Might have been on that same play. I believe he got a stack. Oh no, I know what it was. It was definitely that stack. Probably at the elbow or right there, just above the dunker, in between the elbow and the dunker. They'll have him stack, either ghost it and try and get a switch, or mess up a switch even, or he'll actually just get a wing entry. And then even here you can see it flows into a double drag. So he set that, and now Cornette's going to set essentially a double drag. And see McCain looking to hedge it. And right here, Dill Harp actually could have hit Vassell on this release of the screen. As he's slipping, he jumped it. Because he jumps it here, but AJ's there, so he actually could have stayed attached. But you also don't want to allow him to turn a corner. So now he's out of position. Surprised he didn't just swing this here. Because if you see Jared jumping that far out on the hedge, you swing it, even if he doesn't get a shot on that pivot. If he stunts, swing. If he can attack that closeout, it's a rip and go, and then you can get a swing. So there's more options if you just swung this. And now you miss that window, you flow into a ball screen, clip him. He's in kind of that high drop. I can see why he goes for a step back here. because his man got clipped. AJ's trying to get up, little sidestep in that pocket. No roll line. If he tries to attack, per usual, we got Queso pulling in as a low man. So he could have even skipped this, because I'm not too sure how I feel about him pulling off a ball screen. And even here, this high tag, he can even swing that. Now you create this side of 2 for Queso to play. And now Vassell's going to call. Well, Mitch Johnson's calling it too. So they don't want the traditional ball screen. They want Harp to bring up AJ, try and get him a hunt. So now they concede it, guard to guard, good job. Don't try and hedge it. Now you got a man up. They're going to fly on the floor. He wants Vassell wing. He wants to get corner. He's going to sit dunker. Now he gets the single side to attack. Hezzy, cross. Oh my goodness. His hangs are crazy. Right there and then right here. Wow. Oh my goodness. Hezzy. Wow. Look at the space he creates. And what does he do with that space? Gets a big bump. Or in this case, he's going to get a big gather. There's nothing AJ can do. And even right here, great job by Cornette. He sees it. He usually vacates here. He'll usually just loop if he sees this. But what's he do? He just decides, put a body on Hart. Make sure there's no chance of help. It's an and 1. So again, they're just going to go to an early guard to guard because they just had success with it. So it's going to be a quick step up. He flips it. No, he doesn't really flip it. He just sets it flat. So now Castle gets to decide. They're actually both. He's kind of outside the screen here. So now you got a lane. They don't switch. That's a bump float. Why do they switch here? Because he just got an AM1? But now you put Queso in emergency defending. He's trying to slide and get back in front. And Castle's smart enough to go inside on that inward step to cut off his line and trying to bump him. Because that could be called for an AM1, depending on the ref. I see this a lot where players, the offensive player I should say, they'll initiate contact, feel it, and get an AM1, but tough finish. So that's the play I was talking about, or referring to. It's going to be that stack out. Now he gets to decide, am I going to go to the wing? Can I set a ghost? Can we flow into a double drag? And then he can pop, he can slip. So they get a lot of options and progressions out of this. So let's see. Nope, he's going to just empty to the wing. Now they're going to flow into a quick step up. I thought Wemby was going to do a little push off here because it looked like 2 was going to be on the rock. Hezzy. He stays. He's able to slide his feet tween. Another counter. Then Wemby's able to follow it. I mean, just look how good all of their guards are getting downhill. That shit is ridiculous. And they're doing this against the Thunder. Comes off. Are you there? Tween. And then Queso does a great job of opening up. Swivel. He's there. All right, you cut that off. Spin. Forces him to use his left. Back to his right, so that's fine. Even Jay Will here. He's pulling off strong. Try and get a blind side block. But now look at Wemby. He's too dang big. Again, Dub's trying to face guard, trying to stay attached. But now he's got no leverage. And just gets moved under the rim. So that was pretty much the same play. Shea's going to look to hedge or stay attached. In this case, he doesn't really have to hedge because McCain's able to get over that screen, but now they're going to flow to another ball screen. Got J-Will on him. Let's see. So again, he's going to release. He's in the high drop. He wants to stay with the roll line. Now you give him a straight line. Dub's there, but he's late. And just look at the way they create advantages. This shit is not normal. They almost always find advantages. And they're doing this against the best defense. Well, to me, they're the second best defense behind the Spurs, but they're doing this against the best team and they're finding advantages to play. It's just crazy. Because what do? We saw this in the Wolves series where Drew did not want to leave Wemby. He did not want to give up this roll line, even though you got 1, 2, 3 players on this side of 3 that can bump him. Right? He can tag. Doesn't matter. But because he doesn't want to even give him a chance of rolling here, even though you have help, now you give Dill Harp a free line to the rim. Kane's behind the play, and J-Dub, he's got a 2-9. But because he got a runway, and he's a great finisher, that's really difficult. I'm pretty sure they avoid a switch here. 14 on the clock. Wemby's going to space the wing. You got 5 out. Now he wants Wemby to cut through. And look how concerned they are about him. Even as he's cutting through, I'm pretty sure he's looking to empty or just sit at the dunker. Queso doesn't even want to allow him to just occupy that spot. So now he clear the floor, but he's going to swing it to the weak side. Turns into a reload, jab. Again, this is good defense by the Thunder. Because they're able to maintain their first line, force a swing back. Doesn't get beat off the dribble, right? And then we got Shea, good job. Give a stunt, shallow paint touch. Even here, J. Will pulls in, able to recover back out on a flat close. And Keldon has been making his shots, but you live with this. So really good defense. 9 on the clock. So he's looking to bring Wiggs into the action. Oh my goodness. But he's not even waiting for this little step up. He wants to attack Caruso off the dribble. Ridiculous wrap. But now you inadvertently run into his line. He's forced to pick the rock up, get off it. Quick guard to guard. He's going to go under 2. That's fine. That's good KYP. You give that shot up to Bryant. That's pretty unfortunate. Harp's not even mad about it, though. It's a good sign. Kind of puts his hand up, but even right here, I would rather just see him switch it because there's no reason not to switch it here. 3-7 on the clock. It's pretty much going to be a bailout regardless. And you can live with either of them taking a shot. But I think Harp would have beat Caruso here on this wrap because look at that. He just took him all the way out the picture. So Bryant actually just had to, instead of setting this step up, he had to just empty, fill that strong corner. Harp would have been able to get downhill, and he's getting to his strong hand. So if he gets downhill here, attacks his lead. If J. Wood pulls in, it's a lob. I think he would have actually had a straight line drive because J. Wood probably would have just did that little stunt, try and fan back on a fallback, prevent that lob and Shea. So he would have just had a straight line drive going to his strong hand. I don't know if Caruso would be able to open up his hips and get back in front. So we got Wiggs here. I wonder if he got him on a switch or a cross match. And now Mitch Johnson. Why is Carter Bryant lifting from the corner? Look at Mitch Johnson as soon as he sees Carter Bryant coming up. Stay in the corner. What are you doing? He's physically touching him. Because why would you bring Queso into this ball screen when you've already got a great matchup? That makes no sense. Look at Mitch. I just like how active he is on that sideline. So now they're going to bring Jay Will into the action with Keldon. Quick hand back. Let's see. He skinnies over. You draw 2. Pop. I think he's made 2, but you've got to live with that. You just have to. Because you don't want Harp to get downhill here on that push. I mean, Wiggs might be able to recover, but you don't even want to chance it. Because if he beats Harp here, if he beats Wiggs here, you help off strong. It's a quick swing. Caruso can't do anything because he's got to put a body on Wemby, or it's a cleanup or a lob. And Queso would probably have to help put a body on him, so Carter would have a free O-board crash by looping out the corner. So you have to live with this. If the Spurs make it, they make it. So again, they're looking to bring Wiggs into the action. Got him at the elbow. They're going to concede it or no? No, so he's looking to just show. Allow Case to recover. Now he can retreat, but now there's a flare, right? Yeah, it's a flare. Long bounce. Again, it's a really good play here. Shea doesn't even switch. He's kind of late to it, actually. Because why else would he be standing at that pinch or slash weak elbow, right? The only reason he'd be in this spot is for a flare as he's trying to recover. And Shea's actually not ready there, so had Keldon just cleaned Wiggs here, actually he still gets a pretty good look. Because Wiggs couldn't actually fight over it. But now he's going to slip. Queso tries to put a body, jumping contest. Yeah. He just wins it. Gets a big tap. So now you get the tap out. We've got a 3-on-2 here. They're matched up. J. Will's kind of in no man's land. Bounce. Free flash. So it turns into a 2-3 here, essentially. Swing. Pass fake. Snatch. And then look at this. Carter Bryant, what's he do? Just sets that little brush. Now 2 on a rock. He's stuck. And the fact that he kept his... Gotta live with this too. I think Queso could have definitely closed out. Yeah, this brush is pretty much a guard-to-guard. He's going to slip it now. And pretty much pop it. Even right here. On this blind side, Queso could have gotten a steal. Right there. Because he gets a hand on it. And you got Caruso, probably their 2 best lockdowns. And he's able to still just secure the rock. And then hit him on that throwback. They both don't want to commit to the closeout. Because now he knows that he's fighting for positioning. He wants to pull off. Deny that entry. 6 on the clock, so he could still make that. So Wiggs does the right thing. I think Queso is kind of fanning. I can't be mad at that, honestly. Pretty much playing out of delay. No inverted. So we're going to flow into quick attack. He plugs. I think the last 3 threes that the Spurs hit, you have to live with these. Again, in transition, you're there. You do the right thing. You're going to stunt. Don't allow him to beat J. Will off the dribble. You're able to kind of fan. Still get a pretty good contest. He steps into that. Almost a 2. But you have to live with these shots. And the Spurs are really good at hitting timely trades. What was that? 3? 11 on the clock. This is probably their best advantage, besides Wemby just ducking in Caruso, but we got Chet back in. They're just going to switch that. No, they don't want to switch that, actually. So good job here by Caruso. He's just going to hedge it. And then even here, McCain does the right thing. He falls back. He just hugs Wemby. Now Caruso can get back on. We've got Chet as a low man ready to pull in. But this is the matchup you want, yeah. Get your strong hand. I'm surprised they even looked for a ball screen here. They could have just Wemby, Carter, Vassell, and just allow Keldon just attack this right here. Let him get to his strong hand on that right side. Queso, I mean, he could probably help, but surprised they even called the ball screen here. Because this is what he could have done just to start. He's playing off 2. He forced 3 to commit. What's that mean? Easy cleanup. So now he's looking to hunt Jared again. They just know their advantages every time down. So they actually have to commit the switch. Alright, now you're completely done here. You got two in a rock. He's in between two. You hit that every time. Yeah. And this is why I'm not sure how I feel about Shet as the low man. Because he's always late on these. Right? The whole point to keep him low is to A, if he's looking for duck-ins and seals against the smaller defenders, you want to pull over and tilt those, especially in the post, or just be able to be there on that backside. So when he makes his move, you're there. And you want this. You want him to pull in and deny the rolls. Look how late he is. It's Wemby. Catch high, keep high, punch. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Even right here, what even happened? Great screen by Keldon. Cleans him. Jarrett, yeah, he's a little late on the switch. So now he gets caught on that screen. Caruso's forced to switch. They end up just trapping him. Not Shet. Shea's kind of ready. You can see him pulling in, but on that single side, it's got to come from Shet. It cannot be Shea in this situation. But the Spurs are also very good at creating these situations where he's attacking that side of two typically most times. Who was that? Keldon. Keldon and Bryant one might be short corner dunker, one might be corner. So when Vassell's attacking that side, Wemby's got this roll line, and now Shea would have to decide, am I going to help try and take the roll, or do I stay with this shooter on this lift? Right? Because even here, if he pulls in and Wemby can't get a lob, or maybe it's a short roll, he'll just spray that for a swing. So they always just have options. So they must have got switched somehow. So now it's going to be a two-man game with Shet involved. It's going to be in that high drop. Wemby's going to release. Give Queso a little push, I think. Yeah, just a little shove. So now Castle's going to do the right thing, cut him off his line, go against the grain. Shet's got to play two. Castle loses the rock. So he goes for that high pickup, left, right, Euro. Oh, I think Queso gets that. Yeah, he just reaches from behind on Castle's blind side. He knocks it off his leg. Maybe even torso, but this is why I also don't understand why the Thunder just don't match up traditionally. Regardless if it's Shet or Hart, why not just have them in a drop? Instead of having double Caruso just switch it and then have that mismatch and still giving up a roll line, why not just do this? Have your big in a drop, trust Queso or Lou to fight over screens, and then trust your help. High man, low man, they're pulling in the tag. There's no roll line for Wemby here at all. So you contain the rock and you take away the roll line. The only thing Stephon can really do here is look for a spray, but then you can obviously play your rotations. So I'm surprised we don't see more of this, just matching up more traditionally, or them even looking for it, because I don't think I've seen many situations where it was this type of two-man game with traditional big and guard. So again, it's a double drag, obviously. So he got cleaned. They somehow managed this switch, but Queso's still chasing. He's actually there too. Again, we got Shet pulling in as low man. Vassell's going to lift. Shea's playing too, but then Caruso actually just peels off. He reads this the whole way. Because right now, instead of just staying attached to Keldon, he reads, I can just peel off onto the weak side and help, because Shea's playing two here. He's not a threat in this situation. Even though Wemby still has a roll line, someone can just take him. So now he makes the right spray. Pretty good look for Vassell. But that's all Caruso again, just going rogue here, knowing, all right, my man is not a pop threat right now. That's a really difficult throwback. There's nothing here. He just takes the wrong angle, tries the fan, doesn't see it because Vassell just lifts all the way. Still able to get a decent contest. And even here, now Shet can just put a body on Wemby on that roll line. And a good job by McCain to help. Who wants to attack early? Play 5 out. Get in the gaps. Forces a high pickup from Shea. He just loses the rock. Yeah, I think Carter Bryant just sticking up. He gets that. Yeah, he does. Now you can just run, get off it. You can see they're not matched up. Quick throw ahead. Now who's taking him? Caruso has to stay here. He sees him pulling off. Then look at the way they just read it. They just know who to find on these throw-aheads every time. Now you attack his momentum. And then great snug screen right here by Vic. Right in the lane. He sees it. Caruso can't switch that or do anything. He just gets cleaned. There's nothing Caruso can do. And again, look at Shet. You're a low man and you're late. More pace. Let's see. Shet's communicating. You and Hart. But now Cornet actually reads that. So he knows his man. If it's going to be Shet because they're looking to get matched up, I can set this quick drag. It's a 2-on-1 here. He's late. So he actually gets clipped here. Awkward cross by Castle, though. He kind of loses his momentum or his balance off the hezzy. So he runs into Cornet. I'm pretty sure McCain did not have to go for this 50-50. I get it because if he gets that live ball, you can run, but this would be a backcourt violation. If he just let Castle touch it, because Castle can't touch it here. That's why he's even hesitant. Yeah, see, now him going for it, it's a 50-50. I'm pretty sure he might have got a hand on it before Castle. So now he wins it too. Now you're behind. He's rolling. He's got to show. He's got to tag that. Ooh. Great dime. Cornet hesitates and gets blocked. That was a really nice pass by Stephon because he looks to the shake or the lift. Shet reads it. Nope. It's a drop off. He just fumbled the pass here. If Cornet got a clean catch, it's a quick punch. But him fumbling the rock on that pass, he's able to recover. Get a block. Quick chase. Nope. Flow into a flare. Yep, it's going to be a flare. DHO. Pump. Drop, dribble, spin. Get to your spot. Vassell's the most underrated player in the league. It's not even close. He's too dang good. Great screener. They love a lot of screener stuff from him. I see a lot of rip DHOs in this case. It's a flare DHO. Could even turn this into a high split, but he's able to fight over. He stays attached. He shows, but he's got to release with that roll line. Just the patience here. That's why you need players who are coming off ball screens to be able to get to spots. And they got players that can do that in Fox and Vassell. It's such a high release point. It's butter. We still got some switches. Dub's usually on him. He's on. There's a lot of switching here. So he's got the advantage. 8 on the clock. Dub's going to scram that. Could Shet look to duck in on this scram? I wonder if he could see that and then just immediately look to flash and that strong dunker. Because I don't think the Thunder should be able to scram that for free. Like mid-switch. But it doesn't. So now it's going to be a bailout from Castle. Jab. Step back. Good job right here by AJ. Put a body. Dill Harp's going to crash for free. But two-man game. They can just switch that. But I don't know if Shet was assigned to Castle here. I'm pretty sure he wasn't because they wouldn't want him outside. They want to keep him low as much as possible, the same way the Spurs do with Vic. They actually don't even switch that. So Wemby's just going to slip it. Dub's going to stay attached. On this Hezzy, Castle can't just turn the corner tight. Looks like he beats Shet here. Hezzy, go. But he doesn't tween. One dribble. Now he wants him at the elbow. That's crazy. Dill Harp was actually just emptying out. Uh-oh, nope. He wants it at the elbow. Now I gotta fake it and empty again. So now he's got in a really dangerous spot. Kind of that mid-post elbow area. And now Shet can't even help, so what do you have on this low side? Two guards. Right, because now he's high. He's going to try and tilt. Nope, he'll just counter and go middle and just finish with the left. And this is why I just don't know if having Shet as the help is going to work. Obviously, in this situation, he's on his high side. He's in a high position guarding Castle, so it won't. But even if he was AJ in this situation, if they were to swap places, most times when he's looking to help, he's going to be on the outside of this play. So if that's Shet, right, if Shet's there, he rotates, he'd be on the outside. Actually, maybe on this possession, if he were right here, he might be able to get a good contest or even block that because Dub is just going vertical. So maybe in this instance, but most instances, it just hasn't worked. The help's either late or it's just not effective, and Wemby's getting to his spots when he's looking to duck Dub or Caruso in. Two-man game, guard to guard. They can just switch that. Actually, don't hear. Dub's going to stay attached. Doesn't really set a screen. Kind of a rescreen here. Again, he's going to give that push, release, and slip. She's actually able to stay balanced, though, on that little shove. Get back in front, so they didn't have to switch it. Good job by Shet here, pulling off strong. He's stuck. But now you got this duck in. One dribble. And this is why I just don't know how I feel about Shet as the help. Because the Spurs have found these instances where, or these situations where Shet's on that strong side. So he can't do anything here. That's a very difficult position to help from. And obviously if Queso's the low main here, I mean, it's just, even him here, what is he going to do? Dude's 7'4", just punching it on him. So again, we just have another situation where you want him in help, and in theory it makes sense. Have him put a body, have him come and clean up. But it just hasn't actually been effective or worked out the way they've wanted it to. Because he's late or he just can't help. Get more push. He's going to load to the rock. Trailer. Again, it's just a timely trays. You think the Thunder in the game, what is it? Down 7. Does the right thing. He helps load to the ball. His man's trailing. He's there. And then Vassell just does that. Comes down, steps into it. In rhythm. High release. Him and Champagny, the timely trays are ridiculous. So they're going to end the half with a double drag. Queso Dub, they can switch that. Now Shet's on Wemby. So let's just say this was his actual assignment. Let's see how this turns out. You switch that, you're in a drop, kind of, but that's actually just a really good chase right here. And good skinny by Dub. So now Stefan, he can't turn the corner. He's got to get off the rock. Now what are they going to do? Flow into an inverted, have him take shit off the dribble. Let's see. Attacks his lead. He plays into help. He's supposed to spin. And you force him into a tough contest. So that's 2 possessions where they've had shit on him. Unintentionally. But he's got to stop. So why not just do this? Are they that afraid of the drop because of the Spurs guards? I'm not sure, because I feel like the Thunder are very good at shrinking the floor. So I don't see why they would be concerned when their low man is always active. They have players that know how to read off each other in the scramble if they are in those situations. Maybe they just don't trust Shet. Fighting for positioning against Wemby or something. Alright, start of the third. Great ball pressure. Great denials. He's stuck. Shet tries to swim off. The only outlet is here. For Dub on this throwback. And Dub just has butterfingers. He's got every type of lay. It's crazy. Push dribble, sets him up, and then it's that high pickup, right, left, get back to a strong hand. Quick step up. So right here, of course, we've got Shet with Champagny. Dubs on Dilharp here, but even Lou, they're fine with Lou on Wemby. They don't have to switch here because Wemby's just going to release. Try and get a little push on a slip. Case's going to pull in. Again, great job by Shea here. He actually makes the low rotation. He's stuck. Block, swing, swing. Oh my goodness. Then another. Spray, another swing, swing. Swing it back up top. Alright, that was really good defense, but that was a ridiculous swing, swing. Hold on. So he's stuck there. Good job. He tries to split. Oh, he actually passes that. I thought he got blocked. So he actually manages to pass that last second. Immediate touch pass. Late close on that X. Now right here, he's putting a body on Shea. Penny's crashing. Long bounce, falls right to him. Shit, didn't even put a body here. If he put a body, I'm pretty sure he gets that. So now Champagne gets it. Quick pitch. He's gonna release. They peel that. You take rock. Dub, nope. Now he does. But now they peel that. Look at the way they just scramble. Queso sees it. What? I'll take. Dub immediately peels to the corner. So now Lou can just get back out to Wemby. Now the only thing he can do is cross court. Good job to gap him. Now they're going to go back to that double drag. Bring Shea involved. I mean, not Shea, Shet. So he's going to look to hedge. Alright, so Queso's going to release, try and meet him back. No, they switched that, essentially. So this double drag kind of turns into a hunt to where they get that switch, and now it's essentially flowing into another ball screen. He's going to set it flat, release. Now he's got Shet on his hip. He's pretty much gore-totting Dub here. Spray. Attacks the flyby. They both rotate in. Dang, they move that rock so fast. And even here, Castle's so good at just hostaging. Just keeping Shet on his hip here. I'm surprised he didn't take this Gortat line, actually, because he's got the hostage on this dribble. There's no way Shet can recover back in front. And you've got this Gortat, so he can actually just go wide here. Shea helps off, spray. If Shea doesn't help off, line. If Dub tries to, or Shet or Lou does, you can get that skip to the corner. Queso's got to play too, or you might even have a roll to where if he helps, he helps. He can clean up, or he can just drop off or just lob it. But he actually just reads the low man here. He reads Lou pulling in to provide support on that roll line, spray, which is a fine read. But I do think, yeah, right here, this Gortat line would have been better. Because now you attack the closeout, that's fine. He's going to peel off. Shea's going to crack, and actually Shet, he even pulls in, and even here, they're actually emergency defending. They have 4 that pretty much collapse to the paint. I like that it's a touch pass. But right here, that's a really good release by Shea. He sees that Shet's has him. Alright, I can release. Able to fan back out. Why'd they just high five? What? Alright, so they're in a 2-minute game. They could have switched that, right? No, he's going to reject it. Try and beat Queso. He does. Jumps. Man. This is how I know they're really good at driving. They're beating Queso and the Thunder's perimeter defenders. Besides the Spurs themselves, I mean, the Thunder have the best lockdown in the league, and he's doing this to Queso. Hezzy, between rejects, tries to open up, but then now you got all that space between them. He's actually there, but then again, this is what Castle does very well. He turns tight, and he takes that inward step to cut off Queso's line. So now he can't fully recover. Hop. Now Shet's actually there. Right, he's going to lag because his man was going to empty. He'd be low man anyway. Jumps early, waits, finishes around. So now they're going back to their 2-man game. I'm surprised they're not looking for more 3-man actions involving Champagny and continuing to take shit away from a low position. Or even maybe going to that stack out they like a lot with Vassell, where you might get that knock, you can flow into a double drag. But regardless, this is fine too because it's their 2-man game where they create that roll line for Wemby on that single side, have Stephon attack the side of 2. So then you really stress Shea because now Shea has to, again, he has to respect the lift and that line from Vassell and also Wemby on that roll line. So what do you want to give up? An open look to him or an easy lob? Obviously, most times you're going to give up the lift line. They actually switched this. He hits him on a short. Shea's able to rotate. So they got 2. Good job by Lou. Crack down on the dunker. That's a really good read by Wemby though. He sees it. Quick reverse pivot. Sprays. Great closeout by Lou though. He reads that too. As soon as he sees it, he's out there. Flat. Queso peels. This was actually, yeah, this was definitely best case scenario for the Thunder. Even though this is makeable for Champagny. It's kind of a wide pass. Because now he's got to adjust instead of it just being right in the shot pocket. So it's not a comfortable shot for him, so he airs it. But that was definitely the best case scenario because they contain the rock. They end up conceding the switch, and even though Wemby's got inside positioning, because it's on the short, it allows time for Shet to rotate and pull in as the low man, and it gives time for Lou to then take away the dunker and play 2. And it allows Shea to stay on that single side instead of stressing him, having to play either the lift or again the roll. So now we've got Lou on him. They can switch this. No, they put 2 on the inverted extra. No, he tries to attack 2. Still gets to the rim though. Again, that's just a quick drag, inverted drag. I'm surprised they don't switch this. Guard to guard. You're comfortable with Dub on him. You're comfortable with Lou on Champagny. But you put 2, you mess up a coverage. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think Dub You can see by his reaction. He's thinking, what are you doing? Come on, Lou. It's guard to guard. They haven't really messed up many of these, though. But you do here. And now Queso, he's forced to rotate. And I like the fact that he's not just stunting and looking to fall back. Because this pop is more threatening than the extra on the swing for Stefan here. So good job. He's wide, though. Still wants to send him towards the side of help. Lou tries to peel off. Get in there and stunt. But really strong pickup right here, or gather. Because he almost loses the rock here. Is fumbling around. Maintains it. That's pretty lucky too, but yeah, it all broke down on that switch. Or lack of switch, I should say. And even here, hold on. Why is Shet so late? You're concerned about this? Who cares about this weak side? Could because if he sees this and he rotates, just trust Lou or Dub or whoever, just peel onto that weak side. Like, protect the rim at all costs. Give up a slot cut or a spray to the corner or a crash. But you can't give up these. So there's a lot going on here. I believe this might have been a stack out. So they're going to have the cell empty out to that weak wing, which they always do. It's just fluff. Unless they can really hit him here. It's usually just fluff. Got Lou pressuring a rock at the same time. Champagne's coming off that cross. So he's going to empty out. Phil Strong. Weak wing. Dunker. Entry. Really good job here by Queso too. Force a far catch for Castle. So instead of catching at the elbow, now he's on the wing. But now Wemby's going to look to duck in, pass over top, force the foul. And again, this is what I was referring to earlier, where the Spurs are really good at taking away shit as a low man. I think he might be low man here, I'm not sure. But regardless, they put him on that strong side. And now this alignment makes it very difficult for Shet to make that rotation. Right? And there was a situation where they did it earlier too, and now that forces Shea to help deny this pass over top when Dove's battling for positioning and trying to front. But because he followed Vassell out to that weak wing, and where he's in that high position, this is a really difficult position for Shea to rotate from. And it's really difficult regardless if he was low man, because you've got two smalls on him. They want Shet in that situation. But this type of alignment they do forces Shet on that strong side. And that's why I just don't think trying to have Shet as the help and keeping him as low man has really been as effective as the Thunder have wanted, because the Spurs just know how to counter it. They're either bringing him up into the double drags, or they're doing stuff like this, where they're putting him on that strong side, and Wemby's got all the space to just feast on the Thunder's guards. Great job to jam him. I like this here. So now we've got another unintentional cross match by the Thunder. And we've got shit on Wemby. Let's see how this possession turns out. Great job to just jam him. He couldn't steal this? He's fronting. No way you missed that. Queso does the right thing, makes a very difficult pass. Shet's doing a little 3/4 front. How do you miss that? And it almost ends up as a gamble, because he almost falls forward. Now he's out of position. He could actually Wemby could have just caught this, spun, attack. Shea. I mean, if I'm Brian, I would just cut out the corner, but now he gets the face up, attack him in space. Actually ends up being a backdoor, spray back up top on a swing. But Shet does manage to contain the rock here. Let's see. He's going to gap him. Hezzy, one dribble, give him that little stutter. Shea's actually... I guess he has to help. I guess he kind of beats Shet here, but it wasn't easy for Wemby. Now he gets the back door. Now Lou's got to rotate, and now Queso's got to play too. Hits him there. He tries to rotate from the weak side. Man. They just know how to play off each other so well. But I do think... I don't know if Shet stops him here, but it's definitely not as bad as having him just feast on the guards. Guard to guard. Just going to reject. It's not Austin Reeves. This is not Austin Reeves or Luke Kennard. This is a different series. Because if this was the Lakers, AJ's beating them. But it's still hard. He's there, you're cut off. Now he's forced to just fill behind. Give him that throwback. Now you're going to try and attack Champagny. Cut you off. You try to wrap. Right here. Why did AJ get off it and just run to the same spot where Shed is? Get to the corner. Because now on this wrap, it's kind of loose. Great job right here by Champagny too. Absorb it. And McCain actually doesn't get a clean dribble here. So it's loose. But now you brought Harper into it for no reason. Because yours went and vacated to the same spot Shea was in. Now he gets to just stun. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult series for AJ and McCain, I think, because there's no weak link you can attack on the Spurs. Now he's in the open floor, you're done here. I mean, it's just every type of pickup. So he's going to set him up on that dribble. Quick pound. Tuck it. 1, 2, left. No, it's a right, left. Get back to a strong hand. High pickup. Not sure what happened here. Got Lou fighting for positioning against Wemby in the post. Dubs on Harp. So maybe they somehow switched. Harp was possibly looking for a post dump. Decided to drive or something. Will was probably pulling in to provide support. And tilt this. McCain is cracking. Is that Keldon? Yeah, it is Keldon. So now Shea's playing too. Alright, so he makes a spray. Swing. He's able to close out. Now you get to attack it. Hop, pump, resurface. I mean, he's one of the best spot ups in the game. It's not even close. Just because he can get to any pocket. Him and Rui. If you try to run him off the line here, you're going to be flat. Alright, I can still attack you. Hop. He's comfortable on any pocket on the floor. So a double drag. Not sure if they switched or not, because any of these three could be assigned to Wemby. Regardless, it's Lou. They're going to flow into their two-man game, and Wemby's actually going to try and force a switch here. Because most times he might just release, slip, give a little shove, try and catch them both on the rock so he can have that roll line early. Good job by Will pulling in early too, just in case. But he actually just shoves Shea here, trying to force the switch. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. Good job by Shea here, just fight back. Stand your ground. So now he's going to release. Lou's able to go under 2. Get back, but now you're on his high side. Stephon with that little magic dribble. He reads that. To do. Spin, drop dribble. He's rotating. He's playing 2. Late X. I think that's twice where Vassell's made a timely trade at the end of the quarter. Right? Might have been. But this is... I mean, the Thunder did everything right, honestly, in terms of their game plan. Evaded the switch. Low man's pulling in early just to help out with this seal. Caruso does the right thing. He shifts. He's ready to play 2. Penny also does the right thing because they're really stressing this X. Because he could actually hit this or this, but this is also just a ridiculous pass by Stephon. Turns his head. He sees the low man. They're looking to tilt it. What's he do? Jump pass. Right into his shot pocket, too. I mean, this is a Luka pass. And all he has to do is just catch, pull. Had that pass been anywhere else and he had to adjust or try and set his feet with 1:06 on the clock, he might hesitate. Caruso might actually run him off the line. But because this pass was just picture perfect, right in his shot pocket, I don't even know if he seams. No, he just catches, immediately looks to pull. But this is also just another example of this not really working, because let's just say Jay Will was in that screening action instead of Lou. Lou's a low man here. Would they have to continue bringing the tilt if it was Jay Will fighting for positioning? Maybe. But I don't know if they'd have to have their bigs or Lou pull in the way they do with their bigs when it's a guard trying to fight for positioning. Because they have to be there early. If they're not, and he catches it deep, he just turns around and dunks it. Start of the fourth. I assume they got switched here. But now another possession where we've got Shet against Wemby in the post. So let's see how this turns out. I think this is their fourth time. So if they were to match up traditionally, this is what it would usually look like. All right, let's see. Jab, cut him off, stick up. Again, force him into a tough shot. So why are we not just assigning shit onto him? Tries to give him that rip, jab, that Kobe shim, one dribble, looks for the big drop step. He sticks up. Really tough shot. And so that's 3-4 times where Shet's been pretty successful on the rock against Wemby. And now you don't have to overhelp. Everybody can just be in the gaps, right? You see him. He's loading up high. He's going to make that low rotation just in case. Queso's ready to crack that. He's playing two. Why don't we see more of that? So now they're going to go back to the double drag. They're not going to bring Shet into it, which is fair because, nah, I still feel like they could. If you have Vassell here, have Bryant, all right, they get a switch regardless. Let's see this. So double drag, Shea switches, Caruso switches. No, he's going to hedge here. Nope, they have to concede it. Because you can see right here, Shea wants to go under two to meet Stephon again. But he's going to go wide, and as he sees this, because he's already got this roll and inside positioning on Shea. Again, though, this is what I'm... Alright, so I see. So they didn't want to bring in Shet because he's actually on the strong side. So now this is perfect situation for the Spurs. So again, it's another possession where Shet can't help in this play because he's sitting strong corner. So now it's AJ. He's turned a corner. They actually managed to sandwich it. Spray to the corner. You just burn for it. You have to live with this shot. That's just the roll gravity. He's got two. He tries to recover. Flat. But Keldon's been making that all night, and it's another timely trade. Just no chance for the Thunder to make a really big run. Keeping control of the game. So now they're going back to the double drag. So it's going to be a quick away. Flow into a double drag. And again, the same situation where they're putting Shet on that strong side. And so now Wemby's going to roll towards that single side. And look who's forced to tag. AJ. Right? Most times it's been Shea, but regardless, it's going to be a small, and it's not the player that the Thunder want. So just more great tactics and alignments from Mitch Johnson. And Shea just kind of falls here. Oh, so Wemby just kind of gives too much of a push. Because he likes to do that. Let's see how it would have happened though. So if he got away with that, he's rolling, Okay, so would have been forced to switch. No, he's got to roll here because he's releasing really fast. And here, Shet would be late here. You can just see it. So now it's a two-man game. They switch. They do switch, but now they kind of have two on the rock. Wemby's actually here. I mean, not Wemby. Shet. And he just bullies them. So even in a situation where he's here, it's already too deep of a catch. Again, Wemby's just releasing. Look at that little push he gives every time. Just create some separation. Even here, they don't even really switch this. This is kind of just an emergency switch. Because had they just switched this, he would at least be attached to Wemby here. Queso, that is. Instead of this wide angle where he's trying to recover. Maybe Shet's got to be there earlier too. I mean, he's already pulled in, but look at where he's meeting Wemby. Wemby gets to get all that space and get a wide base on the catch. Now he's got leverage. Reverse pivot, nope. Reverse back, one dribble. It's just soft too. Like, there's just no pressure on him. And really, he could just spray this if he wanted to. So they're going to horns, which I haven't seen all game. And then they also have them two. Got a whole clear side here. I'm not sure what they're looking to do. They're bringing both of them into the action. Tween sets up the ball screen, so he's going to go towards that side of two. Shet's going to drop. At the same time, now Wemby's going to vacate, make that shadow, get to that weak dunker. He's going to exploit the drop. Tween actually beats AJ here. So AJ kind of jumps it as he's trying to recover. But he actually cuts him off. And even here, you can see Keldon's roll line is kind of awkward because he's rolling to the spot that Wemby just went to fill. But Dill Harp could actually just lob this right here. Off that hang. Off that little hang, instead of just going for a tween, just throw that up. There's no help. He's got the seal. Literally 2 points. Not sure why he doesn't. Even here on his tween. Now I think Shet might read it. Yeah, I think he reads it now. Or he's reading Keldon regardless because he's going to the same spot. He's actually in a position to deny the lob here. But even here, could he not? I still think he has a lob. Alright, so he doesn't. Now it gets blown up. Tween, he goes middle. He's cut off. Shea's ball washing. The cell drifts. Pump. Again, he's just so dang good at just attacking closeouts. Go against his momentum. Actually, Shea kind of closes correctly here. Where he's going off that foot instead of using his right as the anchor to where he'd have to open up his hips. He closes out on his left foot. So now he's able to slide instead of having to open up, but he can't just stop his momentum there. It's a great job by Vassell. He's going to attack it. Now Caruso's forced to show. Shet cracks, but he's not in a position to. And again, the Spurs, I don't know if this was intentional, but they've created another possession where Shet's on the strong side instead of the weak side. So when Caruso is forced to show here, there's nothing he can do. He's on this outside. So now they're going to a double drag involving Keldon, which they were doing earlier in the game. Bringing in Shet, so now you got one of them as a low man. He's going to reject it all. He's there early. Yeah, Stefan's mastered that head flail. That's funny. Queso tries to cut him off. He feels it. He loses balance. And then Caruso's even pointing here. Get over there, AJ. I'm ready to play too. Wait, why does... If I'm Wemby, I would just crash, honestly, instead of just looking to spot up. Because if Caruso tries to play two here, I would just go and screen him or something. I should have spray here. I'm surprised he doesn't. But he actually does beat Queso here. AJ's there early. Forces him into a Euro. Bump. That's makeable, but pretty tough. So now we got another double drag involving McCain. And again, what do we see? Harper attacking that side. Right? So now you force again Shet to be on that strong corner or in that strong corner. And now Cornet's going to have that roll line away from him where you're forcing the single side tag to come from AJ. So I think he was looking to hedge this, and Shea was going to go under and meet him. So he kind of does the right thing here. So now Shea can match back up, but now he's kind of behind the play. He swings it, tries to recover. That's a really good reject too. But this is also just a really good jump by McCain. Keep him on his strong side. So he makes the right read, he swings it. And I'm surprised Champagne was looking for a shot because there's no way he can recover. And most times he's good at stampeding. He would just go and catch. But he actually kind of, his footwork is to set up a shot. But now he thinks, oh no, I can just take the lane. Now he tries to go, but now McCain's kind of there. He stunts. Because I think had he just stampede this, he might be Hart, but he kind of hesitates, right? So now by the time he goes, Hart's already lower than him. He's able to be there. Chet's able to crack and take away that lob and drop off. They still close out. So this might be the one time they've successfully blown up a double drag, right? They forced him to stay on the strong side. He doesn't go and catch. Chet's able to take away that roll. He can't do anything on the rock, so they blew that up really well. Quick stagger. Yeah, there's no way they're going to set a stagger for Stefan. See, he's trying to lock and trail. Now he loops. Or I should say he wraps back. What's he do? It turns into a screener, a gaggle. For him to come off. Great job right here by Hart. He's going to jump out, sees it. Because McCain didn't expect that, actually. You can see he's looking on that strong side. He doesn't see this wrap here. And I don't think AJ does either. So McCain's kind of caught off guard. As soon as he sees his man, he's trying to stay attached. Now he's behind. Great job right here by Hart. Because McCain gets cleaned here. But now they're going to flow into essentially a double drag, right? Yeah. And now they've got two behind the play, and you can see Hart's trying to tell him, get back, get back, get back. She has no idea what's about to hit him. They actually end up on this Hezzy. He doesn't want to attack that gap. I think he sees Cornet, but now you allow him to recover. Dang, they actually blow that up? Could Hart not just off that Hezzy? Get downhill, try and split him? Because if he does that, I'm pretty sure Cornet would just release and try and duck him in. But him seeing Hart in this gap, maybe he's thinking, nah, I don't know if there's a lane there. So now he gets to release, get mashed up. They just end up switching it. Now he's just going to get into his bag. In and out, one dribble, drop, 1-2, cut off. He's just too good, man. So now they're going to look for that pin. Inverted pin. Tries the back door. Sets it up. He slips. He stays attached. He stays attached. He's fighting. He catches it. He gambles. But now, force a spray. Alright, so this actually worked out. Really good job by Lou here. He's there. He stays attached. I don't know. Nah. I can't be mad at Vassell for slipping this instead of holding a screen because I think he expects Jared to bump him off his line, Wemby that is. So if he does, and he can't stay attached on a slip, then Vassell's got a straight line to the rim, even though J Will's doing the right thing and pulling off early. He's got a 2-9 though, so I don't know if he makes that. Because right here on a slip, I'm pretty sure, yeah, J Will has a 2-9 on that. So I can see why, but Jared does the right thing. He just stays attached. Trust that Lou's getting over that. He does. Then he tries to juke back. And actually gets Lou here, but then because he's there, good job to stay disciplined this time. He's got to play two. You got to cutter out the slot, spray, fans, recovers, swing it. So we got Lou. So what's he do? Just looks to post up, but it's a really good position for, or a really good alignment for the Thunder because now you can have him pull in as a low man. Be there for the tilt. Lou's fighting. Harp's going to look it off. Say, no, I'll just take him off the dribble because that's kind of an advantage. Nope, he's there. Absorbs a bump again. Spins back. Reverse pivot. Force him into a tough shot, even though he damn near made that. And good job here by Lou. Don't give up the O board. Clear side, post up. So now we got Caruso. Chet's telling him, get to the corner. I'll be low man here. Cool. Alright, so that's a pretty deep catch. One dribble. Goes middle. I mean, that's soft. But again, it's Chet. This should work out for the Thunder here. Right? But he's actually going to go middle, and I feel like Caruso does the right thing too. He's kind of on Chet's high side. But he doesn't even give a big bump. He just reads it. So now Chet's in no man's land because he's trying to come from the baseline, expecting him to spin off. They can just tilt that, but now, what's he do? Just gathers middle, no man's land. Why is he looking to play too, but you got to take away the dunker. Because you crack, just trust Jared to play two up here. Because now Chet can't recover. Power dribble. I mean, this is soft too. Guess I don't know what he could really do. Gets bumped off the spot. Try not to foul. Timely bucket again. But yeah, I'm not sure why Dub's not cracking here. Most times they are. Most times Jared would read that and just be in a position to play two because he doesn't have to be here. Jared can easily play two because of the spacing. So he had to take away dunker because now Chet's in no man's land. There's no help for the helper. You're done. Quick handoff. Come off. Look like a wide pin. No. He cheats. He's going to cut back. He's going to release. He's going to attack. Good show. Pause step. Blind side. That's just Caruso making another ridiculous play. He was going to set the screen. I think he could have, but again, he's releasing. And again, notice the side that Stefan's attacking and where Wemby's rolling. I've got him on that strong side. So again, Chet's pretty much non-existent here, right? And they almost score off this. Because all he can do is just show, and he's got a fan. So as he's falling back, Stefan actually gets AJ here with that pause step, I'd say. And I think if he read this, which he can't because obviously it's in his blind side, that's a drop off to Wemby. because you can see Dub is quite hogged. Shea can't really do anything from a high position, and he's on that strong side. So this is just a great play by Caruso, because if he misses that too, and it's a short miss, Wemby's cleaning that up. So we've got another double drag. AJ, he was on him. Shet was on Champagny. He's slipping for the pop. He's going to slip for the roll. It looks kind of botched here. But again, they're going to bring Shet into the action, so now you got one of them. Yeah, it's going to be Shea again. They just keep on stressing Shea as that low man or that single side tag. No, not a single side here because he's actually popping there. So on that side of two. Even Dub, but regardless, it's not Shet. I think Caruso switched. He hits the pop, which is fine because Shet's actually not seeing it. He's really late here. Kind of late on that flyby and on this roll. Victor's got inside positioning. Shea tries to put a body. Vassell's going to crash with him. And this is the issue. Because of this roll line, look how many bodies they have to put just to try and make sure he doesn't get this. And now we've got Vassell unmarked, just jumps to the moon. Gets the tap out, keeps the possession alive. And now they're immediately flowing into a quick two-man game. They don't switch it, gets downhill. Dub does the right thing. He was going to follow that. He lags because he's pretty much low man here. Now he's going to... And then great job here by Shea. Right? Because Shea's got to help put a body here. Dub's not putting a body on Stephon. Shea's able to just reach back. Otherwise, that's a putback by Castle. You can see how important the details are. If Castle gets this putback, they're back up 5. Dang. I mean, even here, they had to have their antennas up because on this O board, you might be a little relaxed, but they're just falling right into a two-man game. And obviously, he doesn't want to switch it. And Dub had to have his antennas up to be ready instead of just blindly following his man on this empty. He lags, he stays, and then Cruz was able to make that extra effort. And then here, Shea, because Dub's not putting a body, don't give up that too. They go guard to guard here. So they must have got a switch. And now we've got another possession where Shet's pretty much his primary assignment. He's fighting. Far catch. Dub's there. Ready to tilt. But now he's going to leave. Trust Shet. Dang, he's able to... No, that was Shet. So that's another possession where we've had Shet do a pretty good job. I mean, he bites there. And most times, this is a dunk for Wemby. Jab on the gather. Dub is kind of there. But that's Shet. That's a really good play. I mean, based on the tape, I'm putting Shet on Wemby. I have to. I mean, you just have to. It's been the best possessions against Wemby. Not sure what happened here because Shet's usually assigned to Champagny, but we've got 2 here. It looks like he's releasing possibly off an inverted, and they didn't want to switch. So he's looking to hedge it. They forced him to pick the rock up. Now they're in rotation. They're forced to switch anyway. I think Champagny misses Castle here because he's going to make that cut through. Shet can't read that. Shea's concerned about the cell. You can catch him in rotation. Not sure if this line is here. I can't tell by this angle because as Caruso's looking to peel off onto that weak side, he might be able to shoot that and read that passing lane. Yeah, he actually does kind of right here. So maybe that wasn't, so he had to swing it. Decent look. And loses it. Even here, look at their effort. I mean, he's the only one in a sea of blue jerseys, and he kept that alive and then just loses it off Chet's knee. This is when the game got crazy. So we got him. They're going to switch it, right? Yeah, they do. So Caruso dub. And this is a great situation for the Thunder because at least he's attacking towards that single side, and that allows Chet to now be the low man. Because most times he's attacking this way, Wemby's rolling towards that single side, but now they switch it. So even though he has inside positioning, now you've got a side of two. He's going to pull in, and we've got the low man, which is Chet. So this is ideal for the Thunder. But then you get burned on a swing. Oh my goodness, what a read here. He knows they're going to pull in three. Look at the gravity of Wemby here. Just him rolling. And now you catch him. I mean, that's a pretty good recovery too. That's just a cold shot by Vassell again. 6 on the clock, up 1. Puts him up back 4. With 2:30 left. Dude is so good. And even here, if he were to miss it because he pulled Chet back, this is a really tough box out for Dub and AJ. And even Caruso might have to put a body on him, and then that leaves Dill Harp unmarked on that weak side. So again, this is a really good scenario for the Thunder. Maybe. Depends where he goes. Nah, he's on the strong side. I'm pretty sure he attacks towards that weak side, so we'll see. He's going to cut through. He's going to empty. And then at the same time, we have a cell lifting. But he's going to set that away with a wide pin. Nope, he shoots that. Looking for a rescreen on a flare. Nope. Two-man game. Oh, yes. So now, see, he's attacking that side where Chet is. You're done here. Like, oh, no. Now they're going to get a rescreen. Chet's there. What do you even do? What do you even do? I mean, this team is just different. They played... He held that until 2-2 on the clock. They exhausted every single option. And then he reads this. He's not even out of position, really. He's just in help in case of that pass over top. And he's still able to close out again. It's just down 1. That's crazy. I mean, even just the swing by Stefan with 2 on the clock, you're giving him a bailout, a grenade. That's cold. And him and Vassell, I'm telling you, real snipers. I mean, I'm just... No curl. Cool, you empty. Let's see if we can get you a wide pin. Nope. I'm pretty sure they don't even want this for a catch and pull. I think they just want to set that and then eventually turn it into a little zoom. And even here, Caruso gets a poke. So even if the pass was there somehow, he wouldn't have made it because he knocked the rock loose. Here, great job by Dub. Because Dub's kind of on his back foot. But he's still able to shoot that, deny it. And I thought Vassell was going to look for potentially a flare, but no, they're just going to flow into a 2-man game. Quick pitch. They don't switch that. He contains it. And now he can't roll towards that side of 2 where AJ would be having to make that tag. So great situation for the Thunder. Now he's forced to roll towards the side where Chet is. And they switch that, so they blow that up. He's fronting. Everything was done right by the Thunder. And they get burned because he was in help. Pretty sure he was helping on that. So now he's in the closeout. Attacks. Good stunt. He recovers. He rips. He attacks. Hits him with the wrap. to counter. He loses balance. Saves the rock. Shea reaches, actually fouls here. He loses it. And he still gets to it. And then shit gets called for the reach in. I mean, Dill Harp has insane hands. Even here. Trying to go for a wrap. He loses all balance. Gets back up. Secures the rock. Gets fouled. It's a 50-50 between three. He fends off AJ with the off arm. Gets to it before Shet. Shet's reaching for it. Go up. I think they got the switch here. 11 on the clock. It's not bad. But this is a really difficult spot to help in. Why? Because it's at the nail. How do you send help here? You obviously want to send Shet. But how is he supposed to help here? Unless he attacks the side of three. Alright, so now he's actually going to clear out. Really good job here by Stefan. So now it becomes this side of two. It's really flat, so now he's got all this space to attack. But this is a really tough spot because you can see he's going to counter with a spin. Shed again is on the outside, inside. I'm not really sure how you want to say it. But he's not in a position to where he can help on this. And there was a situation earlier where Dub was sticking up and Shet might have been able to if Shet was the low man, but a lot of times this is hard because you're just on the outside of this play. The only way this can work, it's a really good move, is if Dub just falls back completely and just funnels him into Shet. If he somehow peels onto Harp in the dunker and have, but that's damn near impossible in the moment. And that's why I think, not Shet, Wemby should operate more in the nail, or at the nail, or at the elbows, just because it's such a hard spot to even help in. Like if you help here, swing, I mean, he actually had that line, but this was last play. At least they had Shet here. He's going to set a little cross. He's going to curl off it. They actually switch. Whoa. That might have been the only possession where Shet was able to do something as help. But why did... They got this perfect switch in space. All he has to do is empty out, which he kind of does. He's going to sit dunker, but Wemby, once he gets the switch, roll to the rim. Well, I guess Shet's going to stay there, right? Because he doesn't empty to the corner. Because now you allow him to stay low. It's easy rotation. Almost felt like Wemby could have looked for a seal because he could have definitely got a seal here. He's looking to chase. Cut back, seal him. I don't know if the lob would be there. I'm also not sure about Stefan sitting in that weak dunker because, I mean, he would have probably made that rotation regardless, but I think had he just emptied out to the corner, maybe Shet follows. And now you give him all that space, and maybe then he would look for that backdoor or a seal. But now he's got to catch it at the nail. Great job by Queso. He gets a strip. Great job by Crusoe to commit and stun. And now he's forced to bring the ball up. And now Shet's able to come over and block that. But if he misses that, and it's a short miss, that's falling right to Stefan. So really good play. Quick swing. Looking for the duck in. Swing to the corner. He's going to make the entry. Thankfully he's long. He can catch that. Sees the help. It's a fine shot. She does the right thing. Does he dig here? No, he's kind of in help. Kind of ball washing too. Yeah, he was kind of late there. Still gets a pretty good contest, but you don't want to leave a cell open. Quick SOB. Yeah, they're calling for a double drag, right? Yeah, they're going to their double drag. Now, he's kind of late here, though. Let's see. So it kind of becomes a guard to guard because Wemby's a little late. I think he's trying to hedge. He's trying to go under 2. Now he reads that. He's trying to retreat. So they blow that up, and now they're going to flow into another ball screen. Why are you not switching? They had all the time in the world, and they've been switching this all night. Caruso, just switch. And I'm pretty sure that's why Dub is going under here, too, because he's thinking, all right, I'll just take Wemby here. And you just stay attached. Now, you can see even, I think AJ points to Shea, but Shea's always going to be ready. Their low man is good. It's consistent. But now Shea reads it late. You're trying to get back. You're getting cleaned by Wemby. And he got a runway to punch that. And you can see he's talking to Caruso. Why are we not reading it? Caruso knows too. He's not even acknowledging. Is he? He might be. Yeah, he messed that up. And Shea gets punched on. Got a dub on him. He's going to fight for positioning. Good job to push him far out. Try and make it difficult to pass or just push him off his spot instead of allowing him to catch it at the elbow. So now Harp says, yeah, I'm not going to force entry. Tween, hezzy, cross. He's forced to open up. A great slide. He's going to plug. Recover. But then, yeah. So now he's just going to immediately start crashing. And Dub's trying to fight. He's trying to fight. Shea's not helping put a body because he sees his man looking to crash. You leave him alone. There's nothing he can do. I wonder why Shet doesn't help here, because he sees Wemby looking to get inside against Dub. I get it, you're looking for your man, but you've got to leave. You've got to leave Champagne here. You got to allow him to crash and put a body on Wemby. You know that zoom? Yeah, they do. Dub's not looking to switch. Kind of cleans them. They switch that. Kind of. It looks more like a hedge. But they just kind of end up... No, they don't. He shows. It's a block, but now he's open. He just smokes that. Then he gets to every 50-50. It's crazy. And then Caruso with more winning plays. AJ's there, but now he's fanning back out. Shea doesn't put a body. Why is he just ball watching? That's crazy. They dodged this. How did he get to every 50-50 too? I guess his arms are just so damn long. Same thing. They're going to that double drag. Shet was trying to hedge, but he's kind of late, so he inadvertently runs into Dub as he was trying to chase over. And now he's going to hit him on that pop. Wait, so he kind of releases... Wemby doesn't actually set a screen here. He just releases two. And it kind of turns into a screen-to-screener, but a double drag into a flare for Champagne right here. Because Wemby reads it. Good flyby, though. Long bounce, they get it. It's a really big stop here. Alright, so up to this point, the Thunder got 5 straight crucial stops. Up 3, they could have extended it, but they didn't. And then this, obviously, this shot heard around the world. I mean, I don't know what you do here. He catches it and he's pulling that. And I'm pretty sure that was the only one he made all night. In the crowd, I need to look at reactions because that shit was crazy. Who does this besides Steph on the trail? I mean, it's a trail, so he likes those shots. But from that far out to tie the game? Let me see Keel. No, he doesn't react. I mean, it looked like the Thunder were going to win this. Fans are just... they're distraught. That's insane. What happened here? Quick hand back. Let's see. Now they got this clear side two-man game. They switch it. Dang, he just... well, I guess he kind of gets pushed. Clips him. He's able to turn a corner. Nope, Shea's there. Good job by Shet. He's there too. But then Queso doesn't really put a body. Again, why are we not cracking? Who cares about the lift? Shea's able to block that and save the possession. Quick get off. Let's see. Queso's telling him, you take the ball. He's going to swing it back because they're not really matched up. Pump. Attack the close. Shet's matched up high. Again, the margin of error in these games is just ridiculous. Like, just these quick attacks. Just simply them trying to get matched up here. And Queso communicating. And just him communicating and not being matched up gives him a closeout. And because Shet was matched up to Champagny on this wing, you can't rotate. Lou can't. It's open floor. You see AJ on his heels. You just attack. Looking for that high pickup. What did he do here? He's going for a right left. I think AJ wanted the charge. That's really difficult though because his strides are so long. He's always going to get around that. Guard to guard. He chases over. Tween. Snatch. Nope. Handles are loose. It's all loose. He stunts. Falls back. He's there. Swing it back for a reload. He sees the clock. Not sure if he was assigned to Castle or not, but good news for the Spurs. He's in the ball screen, so he's not low man. But they can just switch that. So Wemby's trying to cheat. He's trying to release early. Nothing. So now they're going to flow into a re-screen. He slips again. He chases. Hits the lift. Jab. My goodness. I think they get away with not switching this. Let's see. Because he's slipping. I guess there was nothing here in this two-man game because he's able to recover back in front. And Harper's actually really late to lift here. You can see Shea, he's pulling in, looking for that tag. Then he kind of fans out wide because he didn't know where Harper is. Now he's kind of on his heels. He's overreacting. He jumps. Jab. Attack him. Now he has nothing you can do but open up. Yeah, he's on his heels. You can see it. So now he gets to jab. Go middle. Hop step. I'm actually surprised he didn't lob this. I just noticed because he was looking to empty and he's actually going to lag and Cruz is just going to show here. He splits that. And then gives up the and one. I think Caruso did the right thing though. Forcefully gets him on the head. So you give up 3, which is really bad because he makes it. It's a 2-possession game. But yeah, Shea just got burned. You can see again, it's the margin of error is just so small in this type of matchup. Just Shea stepping in there and looking to help on that tag even though he didn't have to. He overreacts here. Now he gets burned on that closeout when he's trying to fan. And even here though, again, it's another situation where Dub is a little too hugged to Champagny instead of, because even here in this position, Harp can lob that at any time if he really wanted to, if he sees it. Because he's got inside positioning, and because Caruso's looking to help here, he's got to be there to crack that at least. Try and give yourself a chance, even though it would be really difficult because it's not Shet. So they're going to that stack out again. For Vassell, maybe. They're just going to release, get to the wing. They're going 3 guards, which they usually don't do. Pushes them into a far catch. But again, so it was actually all just fluff. They just wanted to create this high line so that he's got all this space to duck in Caruso. And notice again, Shet is on the strong side. So it's also very difficult to make that rotation. Now he's late again and you give up an AM1. But you got to give credit to Miss Johnson and the Spurs coaching staff for just creating these type of alignments to where Wemby's either rolling or getting catches in positions where Shet is having a hard time providing help. I don't know how the Thunder counter it, because if you just assign Shet onto Wemby, even though he doesn't necessarily have the size, at least he's got the length. I know Caruso's really good at battling for positioning. He can get a really low center of gravity and try and get into Wemby's body, but he's just too damn long. Even if you push him off the spot, you're not going to really deny a catch. He tries to gamble there, but and even just where Dylan Harp and where he's sealing him or ducking him in is towards that side. The side that Shet isn't on. It's all the way over on that weak side. I just don't know how he's supposed to help. Quick 2-man game. You can just switch that, it's fine. But now look again. What do? Stefan's going to attack towards that single side where Shet is. So now again, he's on that strong side. What does Wemby do? I'm going to duck you in. Nope. You try to fight for positioning. I'll spin off. And now the only help here is Dub. But he's concerned about Dill for some reason, maybe because of the back door. Has no idea this is happening. He sees it late. But yet again, the Spurs are doing such a good job of just the alignments and the tactic to push Shet on that strong side so that he's not the second help or the low man. And this was pretty much a dagger, I believe, right? Go up 6. I don't think the Thunder score again. But just looking back, I think they did a lot of things that are making it very difficult for the Thunder. So first off, they're bringing Shet into double drags a lot. And he's trying to hedge it. But regardless if he switches or hedges, they're bringing him out of a low position, right? So now you bring him up on that first screen. If Wemby rolls, guess who the low man is? It's going to be a guard. It's going to be Shea, AJ, whoever. And there's nothing they can do. So that's one way they're avoiding Shet. And then a second way is just by their alignment and having him always in that strong corner. So the way they're aligning Champagny on that strong side, there's been many instances where he can't help. This has to be Dub. It's just, I just don't know if the Thunder can keep doing that. Because on the possessions where Shet was on Wemby, whether it was a cross match or they just had to switch, he looked pretty good. I'm pretty sure he forced Wemby into 4 tough shots. But there's not a big enough sample size to determine whether or not that's a good matchup. But there is a big sample size that Him as help has not worked. It's been 6 games, including the regular, where they've tried to put Caruso or Dub onto him, which, granted, they're trying their best. I think there's some good out of it. But trying to use Shed as the help is not working. They can't play Hart because of spacing issues on offense. I think they could try and use Hart, but they'd have to use him for the Gortats on offense, because other than that, if he sits Dunker, it's pretty hard. It's almost like Rudy, where if you do make a drop off somehow, Wemmy's going to clean that up. Even though Hart does have a better touch, I still don't think it'll work.